Step into the enigmatic world of Jan Michael Vincent, where Hollywood's brightest star meets the shadows of personal struggle. Join us as we unravel the captivating tale of triumph and tragedy, exploring the soaring heights and harrowing depths of a man whose legacy transcends the silver screen. Get ready to journey through the highs and lows of a cinematic icon's life in a story as gripping as any of his on-screen adventures. Welcome to the untold story of Jan Michael Vincent. Introduction. Once hailed as Hollywood's golden boy, Jan Michael Vincent captivated audiences with his chiseled features and compelling performances, particularly as the leading man in the high-flying drama Airwolf. He seemed destined for unparalleled heights in his career. However, beneath the veil of stardom, Vincent struggled with personal demons that ultimately led to a tragic end. His journey was fraught with controversy and heartache, setting the stage for a narrative as gripping as any of his on-screen adventures. In this video, we'll delve into the secrets and stories of his decline and ultimate demise. But first, let's rewind to the beginning of his life. Early life and rise to stardom. Born on July 15th, 1945, in Asheville, North Carolina, Jan Michael Vincent was an American actor who rose to prominence in the 1970s and 1980s. His captivating performances and rugged good looks made him one of the most sought-after actors of his time. Vincent's upbringing was marked by a family history of criminal activity. His father, Lloyd Vincent, had grown up in Hanford, California, amidst the Great Depression, hailing from a family of bank robbers and counterfeiters. Despite this lineage, Jan pursued a different path. He attended high school in Hanford, graduating in 1963, and later studied at Ventura College for 3 years before leaving without completing his degree. Following in his father's footsteps, Jan joined the California Army National Guard, serving until 1971. His experiences with his father's military service shaped his perspective and instilled in him a mistrust of authority figures. It was during this time that a talent scout noticed his all-American looks, paving the way for his entry into the world of acting. Vincent's acting career commenced in 1967 with a role in the Mexican-American film The Bandits. That same year, he appeared in a TV movie adaptation of The Hardy Boys, The Mystery of the Chinese Junk. Jan Michael Vincent's rugged good looks and acting prowess soon attracted the attention of Universal Studios, which signed him in the late 1960s. During this period, he showcased his talent and versatility on various television shows produced by Universal Studios. In 1969, Vincent's career took a significant leap forward when he landed a lead role in the primetime soap opera The Survivors, acting alongside Hollywood heavyweights Warren Green and George Hamilton. This pivotal role quickly propelled him into the spotlight, leading to further high-profile projects within the same year. Among these projects was his notable performance in the western The Undefeated, where he shared the screen with the legendary John Wayne. Vincent's burgeoning career also saw him make impactful guest appearances on widely acclaimed television shows, including Lassie and the classic western Bonanza. The 1970s marked a significant turning point in Vincent's career as he garnered critical acclaim for his performance in the 1970 telefilm Tribes and surprised audiences with his bold portrayal in the 1974 crime romance film Buster and Billy, which featured full-frontal nudity. Vincent's ability to portray rebellious young men and action-oriented characters made him a standout in films like The Mechanic in 1972, White Line Fever in 1975, and Baby Blue Marine in 1976. As his career progressed, Vincent shared the screen with notable stars such as John Wayne, Rock Hudson, Charles Bronson, and Robert Mitchum. His commanding presence and undeniable charisma made him a force to be reckoned with in the industry. One of the most significant roles of Vincent's career came in 1978 with the coming-of-age film Big Wednesday. Although the film was not a box office success, Vincent's portrayal of rebel surfer Matt Johnson, attempting to evade the Vietnam War draft, received positive reviews and cemented his status as a leading man. New heights as he portrayed Byron Bree Henry in the 1983 ABC miniseries The Winds of War, based on Herman W.'s novel of the same name. However, it was his portrayal of helicopter pilot Stringfellow Hawk in the CBS action-adventure series Airwolf that truly solidified his place in the annals of television history. The show, which ran from 1984 to 1986, revolved around a high-tech military helicopter and its crew. Vincent's character, alongside co-star Ernest Borgnine, captivated audiences with thrilling adventures and daring missions. Portraying the lead role of Stringfellow Hawk, Vincent brought a unique blend of intensity and vulnerability to the character. A helicopter pilot navigating the complex moral landscapes of Cold War politics and personal demons. The series, which blended high-tech espionage with personal drama, was a ratings juggernaut and a weekly staple for viewers around the globe. Vincent's character, a brooding pilot with a penchant for art and music, added layers to the traditional action hero persona, making him a complex figure audiences could root for and relate to. Airwolf was not just a show about high-flying aerial stunts and espionage. It was a showcase for Vincent's profound ability to convey depth and nuance within the action genre. The success of Airwolf propelled Vincent to even greater fame and fortune, with reports suggesting he was earning an impressive $200,000 per episode at the height of the show's popularity. Vincent's impact on Hollywood during these years extended beyond his acting roles. He became a sex symbol of a certain era of cinema, one that valued the rugged individualist and the flawed yet fundamentally moral hero. His image graced the covers of magazines, and his personal life, including his hobbies and relationships, was the subject of widespread public interest. During this zenith of his career, Vincent's talent was undeniable. He possessed a natural ability to command the screen, a quality that made him a household name and solidified his position as one of the leading actors of his time. His performances were characterized by an authenticity and dedication that resonated with audiences, earning him critical acclaim and a devoted fan base. However, despite his success, Jan Michael Vincent's life and career were derailed by a series of personal struggles, particularly his battle with substance abuse and the legal troubles that followed. As his star rose with the success of Airwolf, Vincent found himself succumbing to the temptations that often accompany fame and fortune. This period, indicated by a downward spiral, was punctuated by worsening substance abuse issues, troubles during career development, legal troubles, and a series of health setbacks that significantly impacted Jan Michael Vincent's life and work. His struggles began early in the 1970s while establishing himself as a leading man in films like The Mechanic and Buster and Billy. Vincent developed a reputation for hard partying and cocaine use, resulting in multiple arrests for drug possession and drunk driving charges throughout the decade. However, it was during his time on Airwolf in the mid-1980s that his addiction truly spiraled out of control. The pressures of being in the spotlight exacerbated Vincent's habits, with the long hours on set providing easy access to drugs and alcohol. He began each day with a cocktail of cocaine, washed down with vodka, just to function. As the series gained popularity, so did Vincent's drug abuse. He would disappear for days on drug-fueled binges, showing up bleary-eyed and unable to remember his lines. His erratic behavior caused delays and frustration on set, leading directors to label him a liability and threaten to terminate his contract. Meanwhile, Vincent's personal life was also unraveling. The partying led to a strained marriage, multiple arrests for drunk driving, and bar fights. His once promising career, which had earned him $200,000 per episode on Airwolf, started to nosedive. He was dropped from the show in its third season due to his drug use. In the 1990s, with his career in tatters, a meth-addicted Vincent was reduced to taking bit parts in direct-to-video movies just to pay for his spiraling addictions. After Airwolf ended in 1986, Vincent found it hard to find roles due to his substance abuse issues. In the late 1980s and 1990s, his drug problems only worsened, leading to arrests for DUIs and drug possession. In 1988, Vincent was arrested for driving under the influence. Instead of facing jail time, he opted to enter a rehabilitation program. Unfortunately, this would not be the last time his substance abuse would land him in trouble with the law. To deteriorate, he found himself involved in a series of car accidents, including a near-fatal crash in 1996 that would forever change his life. The crash fractured the vertebrae in his neck and caused damage to his vocal cords, leaving him in constant pain and with a permanent rasp in his voice. Though he survived, the accident marked the end of his acting days. The 1996 accident also led to another drunk driving conviction and a stint in rehab. However, Jan Michael Vincent's attempts to get clean were short-lived, and his substance abuse continued to take a toll on his health and relationships. In 2000, his then-fiancée accused him of assault, and combined with several arrests for public intoxication, he was found to have violated his probation. As a result, Vincent was sentenced to 60 days in jail. After his release from jail in 2000, Jan Michael Vincent seemed to make an effort to turn his life around. He married his third wife, Patricia, and appeared to be on a path to recovery. However, the demons that had haunted him for so long proved difficult to shake. In 2008, Vincent had his second near-fatal car accident. This time, the consequences were even more severe. He contracted a dangerous blood infection, which ultimately led to the amputation of his right leg in 2012. The loss of his limb was a devastating blow to the actor, both physically and emotionally. Despite the challenges he faced, Vincent remained resilient. In a 2014 interview with the National Enquirer, he acknowledged his struggles with alcoholism but maintained a positive outlook. "I'm an alcoholic. I'm me. I have my personality. I don't behave like an alcoholic," he stated. When discussing the amputation of his leg, Vincent put his own struggles into perspective, comparing them to the sacrifices made by U.S. military personnel. "I look at this now and think I have nothing to be upset about when I think about what our U.S. military goes through," he reflected. "They're the real heroes." Despite his attempts to downplay his addiction, the truth remained that substance abuse had taken a significant toll on Vincent's life and career. The once promising actor, who had commanded $200,000 per episode at the height of his Airwolf success, found himself relegated to smaller roles in less prominent television and film projects. The legal troubles that stemmed from his addiction also continued to mount. In addition to his arrest for public intoxication and the assault allegations made by his former fiancée, Vincent faced a civil lawsuit in 2000. A default judgment of $374,000 was entered against him when he failed to appear in court after his former girlfriend accused him of physical abuse that resulted in a miscarriage. Despite Vincent's career crashing into the ground, he still remained active in the acting scene. He continued finding work in the 1990s, but his roles were largely confined to low-budget thrillers with titles like Deadly Embrace, Sins of Desire, and Indecent Behavior. In 1991, Vincent worked with Tracy Lords on the suspense film Raw Nerve. He later co-starred with Clint Howard in the 1996 horror comedy Ice Cream Man. While hospitalized in 1996, Vincent committed to a role in Redline, appearing on screen with a swollen face, surgical scars, and wearing his hospital bracelet. His cameo in Vincent Gallo's 1998 film Buffalo 66 was a brief return to higher-profile work. In the latter years of his career, Vincent's roles were primarily in direct-to-video productions. His final acting role was in the 2003 drama film White Boy. By the time of his last credited role, in 2003, Jan Michael Vincent's once bright star had sadly faded. The son of an alcoholic father, Vincent himself struggled with heavy drinking, which led to several legal and health issues. Despite the challenges he faced, Jan Michael Vincent's talent and contributions to the entertainment industry cannot be denied. Throughout his 38-year career, Vincent accumulated an impressive 80 film and television credits, showcasing his range and versatility as an actor. His marriage and personal life were filled with ups and downs, reflecting the tumultuous journey of a troubled yet talented individual. Personal life. Jan Michael Vincent's personal life, especially his marriages and family dynamics, paints a complex picture of the man behind the celebrity. His journey through relationships and the role of his family provide insight into the person he was beyond his public persona. Jan Michael's first marriage to Bonnie Portman in 1968 marked the beginning of his foray into family life. The union produced a daughter, Amber Spring Vincent, born in 1972, highlighting a period in Vincent's life filled with personal milestones. However, this marriage, like many aspects of Vincent's life, was not without its challenges. The couple's relationship eventually culminated in a divorce finalized in 1977, a common outcome in the high-pressure environment of Hollywood, where personal relationships often suffer under the strain of public scrutiny and professional demands. The end of his first marriage did not deter Vincent from seeking companionship. He entered into his second marriage with Joan Robinson in 1986. This phase of his life was marred by turmoil and ended in acrimony, with Robinson's allegations of abuse against Vincent in 1998 leading to a restraining order, casting a shadow over the actor's personal narrative. This period was further complicated by legal troubles, including a charge of felony assault in 1986 for which Vincent was acquitted. The details surrounding these allegations and the eventual dissolution of their marriage in 1999 add a layer of complexity to Vincent's off-screen life, suggesting a tumultuous personal life that contrasted sharply with his on-screen portrayals of stoic heroes. In the year 2000, Vincent embarked on what would be his final marital journey with Patricia and Vincent. Patricia, born on July 9, 1953, came into Vincent's life as his third wife, marrying him in a ceremony that marked the beginning of a nearly two-decade-long companionship. Unlike his previous marriages, his union with Patricia was characterized by a sense of stability and mutual care, especially as Vincent's health began to decline. Patricia stood by him through some of his most challenging moments, including his battle with health issues that led to the amputation of his right leg. Her dedication was exemplified during a particularly harrowing night at the hospital, where she recounted having to assist in holding him down to ensure he could breathe, highlighting the depth of her commitment to his well-being. Patricia's role in Vincent's life extended beyond that of a spouse. She also became a stepmother to Amber, his daughter from his first marriage. Despite the complexities inherent in blended family dynamics, Patricia and Amber shared a bond in their care for Vincent during his declining years. Vincent's death in 2019 with Amber and Patricia maintained contact, a testament to the family ties that endured beyond Vincent's lifetime. The final chapter in Jan Michael Vincent's life was characterized by a retreat from the public eye and a descent into isolation and obscurity. After decades in the spotlight, his last years were marked by a significant withdrawal from the world that had once celebrated him as a leading man in Hollywood. Vincent's health continued to deteriorate in these years. The amputation of his right leg below the knee in 2012 was a critical turning point. This procedure, necessitated by an infection caused by complications from peripheral artery disease, significantly impacted his mobility and independence. The loss of his leg symbolized the culmination of years of health struggles, deeply affecting his psychological state and contributing to his withdrawal from public life. Financially, Vincent remained in a precarious situation. The bankruptcy he filed for in 2004 had laid bare the extent of his financial troubles, and his ability to recover financially was hampered by his declining health and limited opportunities for work. His once lucrative career, which had afforded him a lifestyle of luxury and excess, was now a distant memory, with the actor living in conditions far removed from the opulence he once knew. Professionally, Vincent had become a figure of the past. His last acting role was in 2002, and as the years passed, offers for new roles ceased to come in. The entertainment industry, always quick to move on to new talents, had largely forgotten the star who once commanded top billing. This professional isolation compounded his financial and health issues, further distancing him from the life he had once led. Estranged from many of his former colleagues and friends, Vincent's world grew increasingly smaller. His marriages, once the subject of public fascination, had ended, and the tumultuous nature of these relationships seemed to dissuade attempts at reconciliation or the formation of new bonds. In his isolation, Vincent lived quietly, a stark contrast to the public figure he once was. Reports from this time indicate a man grappling with the realities of his circumstances, far removed from the glamour and adulation that had defined much of his life. His existence in these years was marked by simplicity and solitude, with few of the trappings of his former celebrity lifestyle. Death and legacy. Jan Michael Vincent's life, marked by remarkable highs and profound lows, came to a quiet end on February 10, 2019. The actor, once celebrated for his leading roles in Hollywood, passed away due to cardiac arrest at Memorial Campus in Asheville, North Carolina. He was 73 years old at the time of his passing. Notably, the news of his death was not immediately made public, reflecting perhaps the private nature of his final years, which were spent far from the limelight that had once defined his existence. Vincent's death marked the end of a tumultuous journey, one that had captivated fans and observers for decades. His legacy is a mixture of accomplishments and personal challenges. Best known for his role as pilot Stringfellow Hawk in the television series Airwolf, Vincent's portrayal of characters that embodied both strength and vulnerability left an indelible mark on the entertainment landscape of the 1970s and 1980s. This role, among others, cemented his status as a leading man of his time, showcasing his ability to bring depth and nuance to the characters he portrayed. Beyond his most famous roles, Vincent's legacy is also marked by the challenges he faced, particularly in his later years. His battles with substance abuse, health issues, and financial troubles painted a picture of a man struggling with the pressures of fame and personal demons. These struggles, while overshadowing his professional achievements to some extent, also humanized him, highlighting the pitfalls of celebrity and the importance of support and resilience in the face of adversity. In the wake of his passing, the public and media response was a mixture of mourning and reflection. Tributes poured in, highlighting both his contributions to film and television and the more personal aspects of his life. Fans and colleagues reminisced about Vincent's talent, charisma, and the impact he had on humanity, while also acknowledging the difficulties he encountered. Vincent's contribution to Hollywood and pop culture continues to be recognized, not just for the roles he played, but for the complexity and humanity he brought to his performances. His portrayal of heroes and anti-heroes alike offered audiences a glimpse into the multifaceted nature of strength and vulnerability, leaving a lasting impact on the genres of action and drama. What do you think about Jan Michael Vincent? Make sure to subscribe to Recognized and let us know. Thanks for watching.